In this video, I'm going to tell you what to do with an aggressive rooster and how to train them to be Mr. Nice Guy. And stay tuned till the end because I will actually walk you through the key points on how to train your aggressive rooster to be nice. All right, without further ado, let's get into it. So we constantly hear of roosters that are mean to the hens and their keepers. Getting them to be Mr. Nice Guy will take some time and practice, so have a good stockpile of both. We have had a few roosters in the past, and most of them haven't been any trouble at all. They've been respectful to people, good to the ladies, and rarely requiring any behavior training. There was one rooster, though, who resisted all efforts at being trained. He flew at my partner one time too many. You can't win them all. Just please remember that these ideas may not work with your particular bird, so use common sense with these ideas. The plan is not to get hurt. So let's first address from chick to aggressive rooster. When the chicks are small, although the boys may be a little standoffish, they can be held, cuddled, hand-fed, and cosseted. This is a great time to lay the foundation of respect and dominance for your little roosters. You may think it's cute if he pecks at you. It's not. He is trying already to be the boss. Pick him up, and especially in front of the hens, talk to him, feed him from your hand if he will, and then put him down. Somewhere between 16 to 20 weeks, hormones can upend this idyllic period. Suddenly, he is a rooster full of testosterone and needs to defend his territory and his flock. Interlopers, beware, and that can mean you. It's nothing personal, it's just the way roosters are wired. And just like a human teenager, he's testing the limits. If you've raised a rooster from chick, it is usually easier to manage them and teach the rules as they go along. If you have given or acquired a rooster, this can be much more difficult. So really, a lot will depend on how the bird was raised and, of course, the breed. Now, let's answer the question, why do roosters attack? He would defend his flock against threats from predators and other roosters in the wild looking for some hens to mate with. His responsibility is to care for the flock and its needs, including mating with as many hens as he can manage to ensure the flock's success. You will need to bear in mind that aggressive behavior will likely increase in the springtime because it is start of the mating season. All right, I'm going to mention some terms here that you may have heard but aren't really sure what it is. So the act of flogging. This is when the rooster will fly at you and try to beat you with his wings and rake you with the spurs. Speaking of spurring, as the name suggests, jumping at you and trying to get you with his spurs. Third, aggressive behavior is chasing. He may try this with children more, chasing you away from the flock. He will stop when he thinks you are no longer a threat. And lastly, aggressive pecking. This is not cute, it hurts. Do not tolerate even at the chick stage. All right, now let's talk about watching for the quote-unquote moves in an aggressive rooster. There are certain signs that a rooster is contemplating an attack. I'll share them here, but beware that the rooster is the master of the sneak attack. He will lower his head while looking at you. He may start a little rooster dance. An attack is imminent, so be ready. Your rooster might be trying to bring you presents, which is very sweet, but he only does this for subordinate hens, so be aware of this as well. The next one is the silent, stealthy running up behind you, stopping and staring at you. A challenge has been issued, so stand your ground, stare back. Now let's get into how to train your aggressive rooster to be nice. But before I do, please be sure to like this video and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Also subscribe to our website, thehappychickencoop.com. If you subscribe, using the link in the description, you'll receive a free ebook on the 10 best egg-laying chicken breeds. Ideas on training roosters are many, some good and bad, and plenty of dubious ideas around on the internet. I've read of roosters being booted around the yard, having their spurs cut off, and the other little horrors visited upon them. This is abuse, so please do not do this to your roosters. If you need to cull him, please do so in a humane way. So when moving around your flock, your movements should be deliberate and fairly slow-paced. Moving quickly unsettles them, putting them on edge, more so the rooster. Animals think rationally. They cannot afford to make the same mistake twice. It might get them killed. In these instances, remember these key points. You are the boss. Your rooster needs to learn this. You will not take away his purpose in life, mating or protection, but you will not tolerate challenges to your position of alpha flock member. The next thing, be prepared. Just like the Boy Scouts, be prepared for him to challenge you at any time. This way you won't be taken by surprise. Third one, respect him. He does have a job to do. The fourth one has to do with giving him space. Do not crowd him, and you need to make sure you give him space. The only time to move into his space is if he looks like he might be thinking about attacking you. And the last one, carry a deterrent. Deterrents are a great tool. Once the rooster has seen the stick or bottle in action, he will not want to repeat the exercise. Remember, each person who tends to the flock and deals with the rooster will have to follow your lead. No variations in how you treat him. If you give confusing signals, he will be unsettled and may read attack into a situation where no tack is intended. Here's something called running the aggressive rooster down. Some folks have recommended that you run them down, that is, walk right through them without stopping. The idea is to get the rooster to move. He may interpret this as an attack and possibly counterattack, which is not a good thing. Take one large step into his space while staring him down. He should back up, start fidgeting, and he will look towards the ground. You won. Walk away slowly. Do not be afraid. This is a hard one for many folks. After all, no one likes to be flogged by a rooster. Fear is a weakness in the animal kingdom and will be exploited to the full. Even if you are frightened, do not run or move away from him. He needs to move first. Also, don't back off. If he starts up with you, don't move away. If he drops his wing and spreads them slightly ready for attack, you do the same. Spread your arms, staring directly at him, and take a step into his space. If he is smart, he will back off. At this point, some folks will pick him up or walk around for 10 to 15 minutes to reaffirm who the boss is. The one thing I want to make a very important note is do not hurt him. I cannot overemphasize this enough. Yes, you can control an animal by fear, but it does not make them respect you. In fact, it can make them meaner. If you can get him to respect you in your position as alpha, an attack is much less likely. I've read of people turning the rooster upside down and walking around the garden with him like that. This is dangerous for the rooster because of the anatomy of the chicken. It's possible to cause the air sacs to collapse and have him suffocate, especially if he has just eaten. It would help if you remained calm, quiet, and assertive during your interactions with your rooster. Consistency with your interactions is also important. Wear as much protective clothing as you think you may need. Long boots are recommended and a long sleeve shirt too. Be warned though, this doesn't work on every rooster. At least you will know you have tried to teach him some manners. Much of your success or failure will depend on things out of your control, such as genetics. To put things in perspective, remember that roosters were not born to be lap pets. It is against their natural behavior. When you buy your chicks or adult fowl, ask if there are any aggressive tendencies. Breeds to be cautious of are old English game chickens, American game, Oriental game, the Asil chicken, the Shamo chicken, Sumatra chicken, and the Malay chicken. Of course, just because the breed is considered non-aggressive does not mean it'll always follow that particular bird's genes, and it won't always stay true to the type. Chickens are individuals, so that personality can vary greatly. If you found this video helpful, be sure to check out this one over here. That's going to do it for us here at the Happy Chicken Coop. Thanks for listening. If you find our content interesting, if you learned something new, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. And with that, I hope you have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.